Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 5th episode of Jahy-sama wa Kujikenai. And last episode we got a new character, Sally, a new character. And she's kind of like that muhaha, I will bring you down Jahy-sama kind of character. But she's also the kind of the variation of that character that just like fails a lot. Like she's like, I'm gonna ruin her reputation by making myself look like her, which that part does work, to be fair. But like she just not only improves her reputation by doing things better than she does, but also gave her a nice little break from her job. So she just got to chill and nap while not getting in trouble for being not at work. So yeah, her plans did not go well, but she made a big doggy. I think that was probably the biggest victory that she had. But anyway, yeah, we're here for this episode, so let's jump on in and see how things go. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, not at work, it seems. Hi. There's at the kitchen sink as well. Seems like a pretty peaceful day. Wow. Baito Rida. I mean, the leader of the Baitos. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it's basically like being a big shot in hell. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I actually was thinking about that. I don't know if anybody would bring it up, but I was pretty sure she's the only one we ever saw work there. Aside from, of course, Salva faking it, faking being her. So why not give her lead Baito position? Why not? If it makes her feel better, it makes her feel like she's, really working her way up in the world. That's really what matters. When are you going to show up, magical girl? Also, is the girl next to her like non-magical form? I didn't think about that until now, but maybe we'll end up running into her in her like non-magical form. Maybe that might be how we run into her, which kind of makes sense because Jahy also kind of has two forms in a sense: her magic-fueled one and her tiny one. And the dog, that whole thing makes more sense now as well. Yeah, that whole group, I think, yeah, the magic girl is the only one we haven't gotten much of. Jahy's suspicious, huh? I feel like she might run into somebody. Might not be a need for it, but no reason why you can't do it. Have a backup plan if returning as your second in command thing doesn't work out. Are you outfit shaming her? Time to bolt. Why am I getting Legend of Zelda linked Ocarina of Time flashbacks? Much different treatment in this form, as expected. I don't think there's anyone to contact, but... Is that a gem? Or, yeah, mana crystal, whatever you want to call it. She's in a tall form, but she's still not quite tall enough. That's life for you. Please leave me alone. I am trying to do important things. They show up naturally. There's really no one else to call to pick her up, so that makes sense. It's almost like Ochima's coming to pick her up. But yeah, I can understand why she wouldn't want to go through that again. Did he get her? Yeah, he caught her. He was on a bike and she was running. I swear I'm not a prostitute. Yeah. Cops also have guns, which the citizens do not, so there's a lot of unfairness in that regard. I can definitely understand why she didn't want to get caught again. I don't want to be wrestled, please. Because we know Tencho's not going to bully her. Maybe we could have Drew show up. Revealing outfits. It covers up the important parts. Magical girl? Maybe we actually will see her this episode, okay. Well, naturally. Where else would she be? I'm sure we have a lot of pent-up resentment towards her. Let's go take her frustrations out on her. Giving the police officer orders. Yeah, don't you get that? If anything, they're gonna think she's Chunibyo. Just runs out. We'll see how that goes, but I'm rooting for you. Oh, is that her? I see ribbons and a wand, staff, whatever you call it. Sticky. Oh no, that looks a lot buffer than what I was imagining. That is not a magical girl. That is Maho Ore, I think it's called, that one anime. I'm not gonna call you that. This is not the girl I thought it was. It's not the person I thought it was. I really did not see that coming. The beard really pulls out the outfit. What kind of life do you have to lead to end up there? But yeah. It is so weird seeing her small in that outfit. She ran out of magic. That is true. You're messing up the hair. That whole bit really does remind me of the one scene of Gabriel Dropout, when Titania had to get Vina to come pick her up if they're trying to sneak into heaven. Is that gonna be the magical girl, or I think it might be, or no? I think it's landlady. It's hard to recognize her through all the stuff, but yeah, there's no bows here. She's sick too. We have both the responsible adults sick at the same time. That's not good. Laughing at her misfortune. Frickin' Jahy. Surprised you don't catch a cold since you don't wear anything. I bet she wants to rescue you now. I'm sure you'll catch a cold eventually. You might even catch her cold as karma. I know, right? That's exactly what I was saying. It's only a matter of time. Prepare to be disappointed. Disappointed. I mean, she was raising that flag hard, so there was no doubt. I doubt it. But that can't be. We just spent like a couple minutes talking about how that would never happen. Send him out of my throne room. Yes, that would never happen to me. Oh no, please don't change your way of dressing. I love the way you dress in both forms. Please never change that. I mean, we know Jahy never learns her lesson, so there's no real worry on that front. Because you live in the human world. Just pining for the good old days. Druge might. Let's get her over here to help take care of you. I hope that's what happens. I really don't think she would. I don't think that's how that would go. Aw. Kinda hurts seeing her so down. You want some of my water? I hear stuff. Somebody's clearly here. Is it Druge? It's gotta be, right? No, it's Tensho, yeah. That's definitely Tensho. I almost wish I didn't hear her voice first, because the second I saw that butt, I would know who it was. So I prefer to be Rouge, kinda, but this is fine too. Because you're the Baito leader. I wish I had a Tensho in my life. Tastes like happiness. We even have landlady. I'm not crying, you're crying. At least they're better, so, you know, they can help out Jahy. It's one of those things I was thinking about. Oh, just put it on for her. Yeah, don't bully Ryo-chan. She's not wrong. It's okay. I'm fine, Mom. You can go now. Quick, lock the door before she opens it again. But yeah, you know you're happy about all that. Knocking. Is it Juge now? No, that's the magical girl, hopefully, I think. Yeah, I mean, that was another possibility, but I didn't expect that because I didn't think she knew where she lived, but finally she shows up. Little... Does she not know who it is? Why is she here? The voice is definitely a bit deeper than I was expecting. We'll see about that. Oh, God. I mean, we saw the opening. We knew she wouldn't have a chance against her. Seriously, why are you here if you don't know who that is? I need some context. No, that's mine. You can't have it. So I guess that's what she's here for. Also, we have a few minutes left in the episode, too. I was actually worried it was about to end. So how is this gonna go? I'm really curious. No, it's mine. Please help. I'm being attacked by a magical girl. Well, stop stealing from the small child. After breaking and entering. Well, I mean, I guess she kind of let her in, but... At least she doesn't have a mustache and a beard. You're cuter than the last one we saw, but... Also, she just looks even taller than... that lady from this angle. Well, this is a thing that's happening right now. I was not expecting any of that. I'm still catching up mentally. No, you couldn't have. She was so much stronger than you. You know, I was a little scared too. And she very much almost did. Oh, is she gonna... She picks her up so easily. Yeah, she can be nice sometimes. Magical girl's not gonna come back, is she? This whole scene was just amazing in various ways. Literally falls asleep crying. Please don't take the magic crystal from her. Yeah, she is just really tall. Bitch slap with magic. Yeah, I'm sure that stomping's really hurting her. Boku Boku Nisuru. She is a demon, you know, so... it ended. Man, this show. I feel like half what I'm going to talk about in the discussion is just about the magical girl. I need some more water. Interesting how she's around so many cats when that big old dog likes her. I still assume that ponytail girl is the non-magical form of magical girl. I still think that. You know, I actually recently started playing the that one Konosuba video game for the PlayStation 4. The dungeon crawler one. And the plot actually starts with Aqua picking up just a random special magical fragment crystal off the ground, and then they go on an adventure to find the rest of it. That bit in the opening, that bit in the ED, it kind of reminds me of that, honestly. Like, if they were that easy to find as like a literal trail of them, the Konosuba game would probably be a lot shorter. And wrestling, we're gonna have okay, we're gonna have wrestling. Let's go, pro wrestling. I mean, yeah, because we had wrestling between her and Jahy in the show. So, and damn, that's an outfit. That's a great outfit. Can she wear that more often? Deadly landlord. And of course, it says the same thing her shirt always says on it. Restore the Dark Realm. Wow. Whew, that outfit looks slightly different than usual. Almost kind of better, really. 2 minute single point match. Okay. We actually have our wrestling brought to the pro scene. I think I actually might like Landlady's outfit slightly better. It's great. Is she gonna like... Okay, I thought she might like pull her down or something. Also, it has like hearts on it. It's a nice touch. It's a bit of like Gatmoa, you might say. But anyway, let's go. I actually watched an anime about wrestling once, a long time ago. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like I want to be the strongest or something. The struggle is real. Oh no. She's got you, Jahy. You know, if you needed some tagging somebody, I'll help. Oh wow, nice. Yeah, she definitely got that turned around. It's not over yet. Oh man, this is great. It's a broken record. Clothesline. Ooh, man, I felt that. I told you I'm not going to pay the damn rat woman. And I told you, you are. Yeah, it really is. Oh, so you just say that in English? Man, this is just everything I could have hoped for in a wrestling match between these two. You know, aside from clothes flying off. But nothing can be perfect. Did we get a double knockout? Predictable outcome we all wanted. We're gonna have a handshake and mutual respect. Nope. Not today. Hey, 10 show, I think. I will definitely do that. The green Jahy doesn't seem to stand a chance against the magical girl, I assume. We're talking about. But yeah, that was in fact the fifth episode of Jahy-sama wa Kujikenai. Luckily, I have it in the logo thing over there, the name of the show. But anyway, yeah, another really good episode of this really good show. So where do I start with this one? What was the first scene actually? Well, Jahy kind of getting a promotion, you know. Lead baito, whatever it was called, shift lead, and then she eventually kind of said, you're kind of like the only part-timer we have, so doesn't really mean much, but it's still an accomplishment is an accomplishment at the end of the day. So, and then we had some Jahy with some trouble with the police, right? What was it that he said first? I want to go back to that. I got a report about a strangely dressed character walking around. Strangely dressed. There is nothing strange about that outfit. It was completely normal, you know, where she's from. So, so that's the important thing. Although I guess it really isn't, because we did have her name was Solwa. Solwa, you know, having difficulties wearing the outfit. So let's just say it's normal for someone of her position where she's from. Let's say that. Yeah, that's what you basically should say to the police officer, is that I'm a foreigner. This outfit is the cultural norm where I'm from, so please don't oppress me. That's what you should say. I don't know if it would work or not in Japan. It would work in America, I'm sure. But yeah, the best plan was just to run away. Although it didn't quite work out because the police officer had a bike, right? And I like how she's learned the hard way that dealing with the police is just a giant pain. So she just tried to avoid it altogether. Did not quite work. Did not quite work. But yeah, because she really wanted to avoid bringing Landlady back over, because she doesn't want to have to come down to the police station for Jahy. But especially when it's for essentially the same reason as before, you know, just Jahy being a suspicious person by their standards. But luckily, Tencho was pretty nice about it. That's a good thing. We also got a brief look of Jahy, like little Jahy and big Jahy's outfit. And it wasn't like a perfect view of it, but it was still interesting to see, nonetheless, because the outfit doesn't quite work as well with the smaller body type, but it looks kind of amusing though. But yeah, then we had, because it was interesting timing, because during the opening, I think I was like starting to talk a little bit about the magical girl, kind of like about how she hasn't quite shown up yet, and how I would like her to do so, right? So pretty interesting timing, because she actually did show up in this episode. Although the way they handled it was definitely very surprising on multiple times, because we had the initial thing with the police officer being like, hey, there's some weird magical girl, suspicious, we gotta go check that out, right? So they go do that, and I'm sitting here like, yay, we're actually gonna meet up with a magical girl, this is gonna be great. And then we see Jahy get in there, and I see like blonde hair and the ribbon, and I'm like, yes, that's totally her. At that point, there was like no doubt in my mind that was the magical girl that we were looking for. Like, I was convinced, there was no doubt. I was not expecting any kind of rug being pulled under me, I was not expecting any kind of twist. I was just, yay, we finally have her. That was completely how I was. And then we saw the magical stick as well. Well, part of it. And I was still thinking that. And then I think it was right about... I forgot Jahy did a little bit of a monologue first. But yeah, once we got to this point here, I was like, you know what? I'm not sure that's a girl. I thought it was, because you could see like larger back muscles and stuff, and just obviously we're still fairly far away from her, quote unquote, at this point, so couldn't tell for sure. But I was like, this is why I started to get to the major doubt. Like, guys, I'm not sure that's the person I thought it was. And then we get really close and realize we see the mustache and the beard, things that we definitely did not see on the magical girl that we're looking for. But the guy was definitely committed to the role. You know, he did the pose and all that. I like how we saw like he heard like a camera shot. I don't think anyone literally took a picture there, but like you'd probably take a picture of that if you were walking by. Actually, no. And I just realized he actually we do see. I didn't notice this before. We do see a camera like in his on his magical wand. So I guess you might even call that a selfie stick. It's funny because, you know, in Japanese the magical wand usually referred to as sticky, you know. But Wasaigo, you know. But yeah, he literally does have a phone. He was taking selfies of himself. This big muscly dude in the park at night in this magical girl outfit. That's how he spends his time. You know, just you do you, man. That's just you do you. All I can really say. He even takes another picture when you know, after the cops are like already right in front of him. I'm kind of surprised I didn't notice the phone, but I'm also kind of not surprised because I was a little bit too preoccupied just with a general shock of what I was witnessing. But yeah, the second time you watch it, the phone there's quite obviously a phone in the scene. But yeah, he did cooperate with the police for the most part afterwards. So, you know, he didn't get any like resisting arrest charges or anything like that. He didn't run away like Jahy did, right? So, but yeah, the important thing is that was not the girl we were looking for. And then we got into the whole sickness thing, where both of our beautiful blonde sisters got sick at the same time. And we had Jahy just go full, condescending. Ha ha ha, you lowly humans is what you get. I, the great Jahy-sama, second in command of Makai. I would never ever get a cold like that. It's just, raising those flags hard. And to absolutely nobody's surprise, she got a cold. Again, reminded me of Gabriel Dropout, kind of that one scene where whereas Tanya's like, I deliberately did not do my homework, muhahaha, and then it's like an instant cut to her getting in trouble, holding the buckets of water and crying outside the classroom. It reminded me a lot of that scene, for obvious reasons. Yeah, she was sick and sad. It was quite rough seeing Jahy. I almost called her Satanya. Seeing Jahy so sad, just the tears running down her face, thinking about the good old days back when she had power and respect and all that, and now she doesn't. So really getting into a real low point. But you know what they say about hitting rock bottom? The only place you can go is up. So the next scene, we got to have the landlady and Tensho show up to be all encouraging and give her stuff and give her love and affection and food and all that. Just really cheering her up a lot. So that was really nice to see. Just that look. That look. I love that look. Just, it's a great look. That's all I wanted to say about it. But yeah, she obviously was a little bit mean because, of course she was, because Jahy was the way she was in their previous scene together. Of course she's gonna be a little bit mocking, towards her. But for the most part, she's doing her best to help out. And then we had freaking Tensho opening and shutting the door 1,000 times, making sure Jahy is okay. Just like 100% mom mode, right? That was pretty funny too. And then we had somebody show up. Like, I was, at this point, expecting Rouge. I was kind of hoping it would be the magical girl, but wasn't expecting her because we hadn't had any scene of her beforehand. And usually you meet somebody out in the wild before they come over to your place. Like, it's just a general thing, right? So I just couldn't think of a reason why she would be here. But I don't think they directly said it, but I think it's heavily implied that she came here for the magical crystal. Like, she could sense it or something. Like, she just could sense that Jahy had a big one, so she came by. Because at first I thought she came here tracking down Jahy somehow, but it was made pretty clear pretty quickly that she didn't know who this was. She just, think it's some random kid that probably was like, ooh, a shiny red thingy, I'm going to take it home and play with it because I'm a silly kid. That's probably what she thought of the situation, right? And yeah, just looking at the magic girl herself, like, just her face, she just looks just so no fun allowed, like serious business. It's almost kind of funny because, again, kind of Gatmo almost, because usually you associate magical girls with friendliness and cheerfulness and silliness, and she just like, look at that face. There is none of that. Like, it's almost surreal that this girl is wearing a magical girl outfit with that look on her face. Like, also I think she has a couple like moles or something underneath her left eye, which is kind of cute. But yeah, Jahy wants to pick a fight with her because obviously a lot of that resentment for pretty much single-handedly being responsible for ruining her life. But like, no, she tries to hit her, she just gets smacked all the way across the room like it's nothing. She destroys the bottle. The sheer power difference is very noticeable here. But yeah, we can assume she's also trying to collect the magical crystals. But also, she's just really tall. Like, just how tall is she? Because we saw her near the landlady, and she was definitely taller. I don't know if the landlady was like on like higher elevated or not, because they weren't like right next to each other. But if she's taller than the landlady, then damn, that is something. But yeah, just that bottle never stood a chance. Yeah, I don't think she was elevated. I want to go back to the spot where, yeah, landlady shows up. Yeah, like, you actually did get for a second a shot of her, like, right next to her. Come on, right next to her. Right about here. Well, it's not perfect, but yeah. She is straight up taller than the landlady. Like, I kind of doubted what I saw before, but no, she really is. Even though she's a magical girl. And I also assumed a high school student, but I guess we don't really know that for sure. And she's just, like, taller than her. Somebody who I already consider fairly tall to begin with. Like, she is taller than her. That is kind of crazy. But I did like how she just rescued her, because she's like lifting her up in the air and she like, takes her, right? Because throughout so much of this scene, I was just wondering, like, I couldn't even guess how it would end. Like, the whole thing was just so crazy. I was wondering, is she going to take the crystal successfully? Is Jahy going to somehow defend it? Like, I wasn't quite sure. But I do just quite enjoy the shot of her just like embracing Jahy, just like trying to protect her from the scary, suspicious person that just kind of like went into her house, and from landlady's perspective, of just like lifting her into the air, right? A scared, freaked out Jahy, right? Also, yeah, she should have called her a suspicious looking character, which surprised her. Like, we had this look of like surprise and like even a blush going on in her face, like suspicious. Me? What's suspicious about me? Like, that's alone kind of funny. Clearly, I'm cute. I mean, again, you usually associate magical girls with being cute, but like, she's kind of not, right? Like, her face is like, she doesn't really smile. She looks so serious. She's way too tall, probably too old to really be wearing that outfit. I'm definitely too old to be wearing that outfit. And yet she does anyway. And, she's also clearly very, like, almost thug-ish, the way she's, trying to steal something from the small child, right? So there's, like, really nothing cute about her, right? So she declares that she's cute herself, which, again, is kind of a weird thing, because you're not really supposed to call yourself cute. But yeah, she just comes in here, dressed like that, assaulting this little girl, trying to steal from her. And yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is kind of the shot I was referring to before, where she looked taller than her. I wasn't sure if she was just higher elevated or not, but I don't think she was. I don't think she is. I think she just straight up... I'm not a little girl. I'm just short for my age, right? But yeah, she just straight up called the police, and they dragged her out. Of all the places, out of all the ways I imagined this ending, the police literally dragging out this overgrown magical girl was not one of them, but the police really got around this episode. Man, yeah, first they dealt with Jahy, and dealt with Jahy in flashbacks. They dealt with the manly magical girl, and then they dealt with this magical girl. Like, they actually had something to do today. But yeah. Also, this bit here, when she literally picks up Jahy. Like, once we got about here, I thought she would just kind of like hug her, like a nice comforting hug, which was pretty surprising in itself. And then she just picks her up, like it's nothing, because she's freaking tiny. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty great. She just carries her around and brings her to bed. And then she falls asleep with literal tears in her eyes and has a dream where she just actually gets to beat up this super powerful, weird, suspicious magical girl. But like, yeah, I don't know what I was expecting in regards to this magical girl, but it definitely wasn't what I got. Like, right out the gate, we had that deeper voice than I was expecting. Because up to this point, what did we have of her? She just like showed up, broke the crystal, left. I'm pretty sure that was the extent of what we got of her until now. So this was the first time we actually got a real look into who she is as a person. And man, it is something. Boy, is it something. So, we didn't get any Druge. I was so expecting Druge at a couple points, but we never got her. We got her like in a very brief little like imagination sequence, but that was about it. That was about it. But wow, I was waiting for so long for that magical girl to show up, and she did. So I'm pretty happy with that overall, I would say. We had so many good stuff, so much good stuff this episode, so much hilarious stuff, like surprising stuff, shocking stuff, just interesting developments, interesting everything. Yeah, it was a good episode. I quite liked it. And that's not even talking about the after, the stinger, or whatever you want to call it. Like, the show's been so good about having really interesting stuff at the end, whether it be the space pirates or the manga thing. And now we have wrestling, which, yeah, definitely reminded me of that one anime, I Want to Be the Strongest, or whatever it's called. I don't think it was a good anime. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't really remember it well enough to really recommend it or not, but I do remember it not being that great. But you did get to see anime girls wrestling each other, which is not exactly a super common anime thing. So maybe it was worth watching on that basis. But I don't know. I just remember being very slow and dragging on in places. But very beside the point. The wrestling we got here was just amazing because wrestling had already sort of been an established part of the show, right? Unlike the space pirate stuff, which was completely new, and the mangaka stuff, which was completely new, the wrestling between Jahy and Landlady has been a thing. We haven't gotten as much of it as maybe I would have liked, but we have gotten some of it, like, pay the rent, no, as they wrestle back and forth. Like, that is an established thing. And now we actually got to see it in a full-on professional setting, you know, the actual ring and all that. Amazing wrestling outfits on both sides, and them just really going at it as we have the commentators, one of which was Tensho, I believe. It was just all just wonderful. Like, just, I really enjoy this show. This is without question one of the best shows of the season. The only real competition it has is Kanojo mo Kanojo, and I keep kind of bouncing back and forth in my head of which one is better. Really, they're both so good. But like, I don't know. This is a great show. That's kind of my point. That's kind of my point. Also, I think this discussion segment has already been way too long, so I think I'm going to end it off here. So, thank you for watching. Please click the like button and support me on Patreon if you want to, you know, keep me doing what I'm doing, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.